Happy Magical Monday. We have such intensity in the astrological world right now. It's not bad. It's actually, it has a lot of ability to drive wherever it is that you want to go. I want you to make sure that you're not getting moved off into a side project. Or so like the analogy would be, if you are on a road trip, make sure that you have time to see the sights if you're going to stop and see the sights. And make sure that you have your GPS on navigate so that you keep your eye on where you're going and the time that you need to get it done. And that's going to allow you to bring yourself around, because there's a powerhouse of things going on right now. And so here's my little tips for today. This week, keep in mind that we have now entered Leo season. And when we're in Leo season, there is a requirement really of honoring yourself, looking at your self-love, and being out there, being seen, being heard, being felt. It's Leo season. I mean, I don't know if they planned the Barbie movie on purpose to coincide with Leo season, but you know, you see everybody wanting to dress up and be part of the being seen. So whatever it is, make sure that this next month has some extreme self-care. If you are an introvert, make sure that you schedule enough time for downtime. If you're an extrovert, it's a great time to go out and be social. Now, there is an extra aspect this time in that Venus is retrograde in the sign of Leo. It just happened over the weekend. And what this means is for the next 40 days, we're looking and reviewing our relationships and how we see them and how we are seen in them. So you might see someone also from your past relationships. Does not have to just be a love interest, but actually people who have been in your life coming back around. What I want you to do while it's in Leo is keep in mind that they may put on a better face than the truth. It's always easy to put on the bright, happy face in Leo. So it's looking at who they really are. Check them out. See where they are always. Are they walking their walk? Are they talking their talk? Always. Go back 6 months and look at where they've been and where they're going and what their intentions are. And then also keep in mind that it is extreme self-love. We're getting into a season where this is where you can let go of any self-esteem issues that you may have been carrying around for a while. So practice self-love, practice looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I unbelievably love you exactly the way you are. I am grateful to you, body, for helping me walk, helping me talk, helping me move through life. Look at your temple of this body and give it some love and some respect. Be in the energy of gratitude. Be in the energy of taking care of yourself. Be in the energy of taking care of those that you love. It's a really good time to tell people how much you appreciate them. It's a really amazing time to tell someone, I'm sorry. And maybe it's because you haven't really seen them, and so now you're seeing them. It's a time to really look and review. What is it that you present to the world, or what is it this other person presents to the world that is time for you to see the whole of them, and that includes yourself. So we also have this deep amount of solar energy coming in. We are at this time where the sun is super bright, super intense, and it's lining up in a way that is bringing codes into our body. There's a lot of talk about dragon codes. So if you are the kind of person that's working in ascension and you're feeling intensity, there's the Magdalene energy of the feminine divine reawakening is in the culture right now. You're seeing this place where we are driving ourselves forward into full empowerment as women. But I want men, and or if you're a woman, to look at your man and empower them as men in full balance, not over extreme where any of us are in our masculine too much. Women can be in our masculine too much as well as men. And I don't want you to over feminize. I want you to be in balance. This is an incredible place to be balanced, harmonized, and even coherent. So when I say coherence, we are bringing a unified field from our heart to our mind's eye. We do this, we start harmonizing our entire system. When we start loving ourselves, we start being a frequency of love. I was working with somebody today, and she straight up told me she was afraid. She had a lot of things she was afraid of. And I reminded her that the biggest protection we have in life is actually love. Our biggest frequency in life is the frequency of love. We are right now in a wild explosion of re-emerging the empowered woman and the empowered male. There's this motion where the men are stepping into their divinity, women are stepping into their divinity, and together we can create a new unified force, a new coherent field, one of love. And it's interesting because we're in a time of extremes. Yes, there's political stuff going on. Yes, there's all these things in the world that are out of harmonization. And I truly believe that it is because there is so much awareness now that we are growing into this new world. We're creating a 5D reality, which is this new reality that is love and above. They want to bring in things for us to be afraid of because it's either closer to fear or closer to love. Every time we bump the consciousness up to love, we keep turning up the love notch. We keep, like a radio dial, we keep turning up the volume. We keep turning up the frequency. They're going to keep giving us something to be afraid of. And it's up to us and our wounded healer we've got some stuff going on with Chiron and the wounded healer. And so right now, what we want to do as healers, where Chiron is located, we want to address our deepest fears and do it anyway with love. If there's something to forgive, let's find a way to forgive it. If there's something to accept, let's find a way to accept it. If there's something that is off, let's find a way to change it. When we come from fear or sadness, we lower our vibration, we lower our field, and we're no longer protected. We're also, our magnetic field is drawing to us what we expect. So if we expect and live from a place of everything is always working out for me, the universe has my back, today's going to be a great day, and we believe it, And that's the ticket here, ladies and gentlemen, is we have to believe it for it to be true. But if we believe without a doubt that we are sovereign beings having a human experience, and we're in a place where we know that we know that we know that everything's always working out for us, then it absolutely has to work out for us. And I'm not saying you're not going to have a bump in the road, because you will. That's part of the nature of the experience we're having. There will be bumps. But this week, what I want you to look at is, how do I rise above my fear and claim love anyway? Love it, forgive it, accept it, and do it as the version of you, literally how you want to be. So just think about it and remember, I don't want to be that. What I really want to be is this. What I really want to be is this. What I really want to be is this. And live from that frequency of I am. So last week we talked about the North Node moving into Aries. And so for the next 18 months, I'm going to be repeating this wording. I am. I am that I am that I am. And if you want to get a little deeper on the I am presence, there's an incredible book called The Moses Code from James Twyman. If you want to learn about how Wayne Dyer used it, there's a book called, I can't remember the name of the book, but there's, if you type in I am that I am and Wayne Dyer, you'll get a James Twyman meditation on YouTube that Wayne Dyer talks in the beginning about, and it's actually a musical creation of the frequency of I am sounded out into music, and it's great for manifestation. There's also a book that Wayne Dyer has put out there about how he applies the I am. This is how I do it. I am that I am that I am that I am turns into I am that I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And just remember, I am, and that's what you say you are, that. So if you're saying I am empowered, it is I am empowered. I am in love. I am that. I am love. I am that. I am already grateful, and you state whatever it is that you're calling in. Whatever you're manifesting, you are stating and telling your system, your neurological system, your brain, your spiritual guidance, your frequency, I'm already that. It's already done, because when you believe it to the point where it has to show up, your brain will start over and over and over looking for that and the way to get there and the way to experience it. That's just the way our brain works. One of the most powerful and interesting things about the brain is it actually works in questions. Our brain is trying to always solve a problem, and it's always trying to keep us alive and surviving, but is also trying to get us to expand and thrive. So if we're saying, this is what I really want, I am that. I am a woman who does this. I am a man who does that. I am that I am. And then fill in the blank. It's going to shift everything. I know it's a very simple concept, but it is harder to apply when we're having a bad day, when we're having an off day. I woke up this morning and I'd had a really bad dream, like probably the worst one I'd had in a year. And it was super real. It was very lucid, and it triggered a lot of emotion inside of me. What I'd like for you to do is the same kind of thing that I did, which is acknowledge that this dream And this can be any experience, not just a dream. You could have had your car break down or something go wrong. I use the same thing when the air conditioning went down a couple of, like, earlier this month. I said to myself, I'm so grateful and thankful that this is already past. I move myself back to the frequency of love, and I know that everything's working out for me. I know that everything's working out for me. So like when the air conditioner was out, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that that day the air conditioner would be fixed. And he came out on a holiday and fixed it immediately. And if you live in Florida in the summer, in July, you know how much of a miracle that really is. So whatever it is, I am that I am that. And anything you don't want to be, you can literally say, I'm not choosing that. That's not what I want. Like, literally name what comes into your big, beautiful brain. Say, I'm not that. I am not going to claim that. What I really want is this. And if you get into a circle of friends, you can actually help each other. So this actually happened the other day where I said something just really fast. I was like, oh, it's going to be super hot. I hope that doesn't, cause such and such and such a problem. And Marissa just looked at me. I don't even think she had to say anything. And I was like, cancel, clear, delete that. What I really want is this. This is what we're going to manifest. It's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be perfect. And I reset my feelings about what could have been a difficult circumstances. And I reset my intention and my belief on how easy it could be. It really was easy. It was a lot. It was a big day, and things kept working out for us. But if I had said it was going to be really hard and I had kept that belief, I guarantee everything would have not worked out as easily and as fun as it really did. So I know I'm going into very simple principles, but when you have a Venus retrograde, you want to go back to the basics, which is remembering to be very intentional with yourself and your loved ones. And I also want you to be really nice. If you like them and you love them, remember that it's a good time to be nice to them. Tell them how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, and try to lift them up with words of gratitude and appreciation. So I hope that helps. We've got an amazing retreat coming up called Summer Surrender. If you want to enjoy a glorious, absolutely gorgeous retreat center in Central Florida, it's got a pool, it's got a hot tub, it's got outdoor showers, it's got indoor showers too, but it's got beautiful places for you to stay. Leona, our beautiful friend and facilitator, is going to be doing ecstatic dance and a cacao ceremony. And I don't know if you're familiar with cacao, but cacao is a beautiful drink from the cacao bean, which is where we get chocolate. And this drink is a heart opener. So we're going to be doing a heart opening ceremony. We're going to be doing a fire ceremony. Our beautiful facilitator, Angela, is actually going to teach us how to sing our manifestations into being as we are burning our manifestations and igniting our intentions and bringing them into life. We'll be dancing and singing and igniting this beautiful, powerful intention. We'll be living through this experience of the Egyptian oils. We'll be doing a chakra anointing followed by a sound healing. We'll be doing beautiful healing in the swimming pool of the retreat center, where we'll be listening to beautiful sound healing while we're in the frequency of the water. And of course, anytime you get a circle of women together, there is power of transformative healing. So if you have been thinking about it, we're getting up to that 2-week mark. It's only 2 weeks away. It starts 2 weeks from 2 weeks from this Friday. And so it is the perfect time for you to give yourself a summer reboot and maybe get ready for the fall semester, get ready for this beautiful season that is your next upgrade. So it's our summer surrender event. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I really want to invite you to come in, be a part of it with us. I know every time I lead a retreat, the person at the beginning of the retreat that you are often comes in tired or maybe excited, but definitely is one person. At the end, you have embodied a new version. You have stepped into the I am of that next version of empowerment, that next version of rejuvenated, that next version of rebooted, renewed, and replenished. So let us do that for you. Let us help you with some beautiful sound healing, some art therapy, Egyptian anointing oils, sacred food. Let us help you heal your body as a temple, your mind as a vehicle for the divine, and you as the I am love frequency. That's what we're going for, to each one of us leaving in this feeling and intention of I am love. So now is the time is now to commit to the Summer Surrender Retreat here in Altamont Springs, Florida. It's like 30 minutes from the Orlando airport, and there's 2 versions, an in-person residential for you to stay overnight from Friday night to Sunday afternoon, or if you live locally, we have a double day trip where you come in the morning, sleep in your own bed Saturday night, and come back for the second half of the retreat on Sunday. Either way, I can't wait to see you there. Remember to be very empowered in your thoughts and your visions and your wording. I am that I am is this week's motto. And be nice to everybody as we're going through this Venus retrograde. And that includes being very nice to your relationship with yourself. Venus is very loving, very kind. And when embodying the goddess Venus, when embodying her nature, we get to this place where we can have the relationship with our body, our mind, with ourself, with our I am presence, with our beloved, with our friends, and with our family in a whole different way, even our coworkers in a whole different way. So when we embody the frequency of love, everything shifts, everything changes, everything rises. So we're letting go of fear, stepping into the I am, stepping into I love, and moving forward fearlessly with our lives. It's a great time to do this. And last but not least, if you are interested in the journey to the tarot, we are getting ready to start that in August as well. So a lot of really amazing things coming up in August. In fact, I think we just added a DNA 3 class and an animal communication class. So there's some really fun and potent offerings in August. And in the meantime, I love you and live magically.